Okay, what's up, people? Um, I'm not gonna make this hangout too long. Um, I just want to lay out a few expectations of what people can expect from me on G Plus. I'm not going to get into long text exchange arguments with people. If you have an issue with me, then you can um, tag me and then like request a one-on-one hangout to discuss these issues with me because it's I've been noticing thing about people getting into these super ridiculously long text exchanges and it gets to like 150 200 comments of exchanges and things just seem to just not really get done that way. And some people just enjoy these long text exchanges. Now, I'm the type of person I like fluid discussion, voice discussion. If you have an issue with me, then you can request to have a hangout about it, a one-on-one hangout. For me, I'm not going to be getting into these super long text exchanges with people. I'm not going to entertain these drama driven fights or anything like that. If you think that I've been wrong about something and you want to call me out on it, go ahead and feel free to do it on a one on one voice exchange. You see, I ain't afraid to talk to nobody. And I know I'm a human being who makes mistakes. And if I mess up, I'll be mad about it and say I messed up and try to do better next time around. I'm a flawed human being just like everybody else. I have my screw ups as well as anyone else. I have my biases as well as anyone else. But I do try to make my best attempt to at least be honest about it. So if you have something that you want to say to me, then you can try to get me in a one on one hangout, and I'll have no problem dialoguing with you about whatever issues you may have. This whole thing about tagging people in G plus and then getting into these long text exchanges with people, and then tagging other people in the exchanges to try to maybe possibly gang up on one person or whatever. I am not going to have that stupid game being played with me. If you have a personal issue with me, then you come to me about it one on one. I don't care if the hang is in private or the hang is public. This is what you can expect from me on G plus. I am not going to entertain drama nonsense. I'm not going to entertain stupidity. This crap is just getting way out of control. And if people want to, in other um, circles or in other discussions, get into these long text exchanges with each other, and they want to hash things out that way, then that's their business. But when you're dealing with me, if you want to have an issue with me, don't simply just tag my name in something and then go off rambling about it because I am not the person who likes to entertain people in long text exchanges. I've done that for many, many years in social media and in discussions. And when you got something like G Plus like this to where you can talk to people directly through voice communication, it's a total waste of time to try to get into these retarded long text chat exchanges, these ridiculously long text chat conversations. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna entertain the drama stupidity. This is what you can expect from me on G Plus. You got an issue with me, come um, deal with it on a voice chat one-on-one basis. Because if you got a valid point, then you won't need a million people to make it for you. You'll be able to address me on that relevant basis on your own. But what you um but that's pretty much how it's gonna be with me. I'm sick of all this nonsense on G Plus about this mudslinging exchanges that be going on. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and I'm not going to entertain it when it's um, pertaining to me. If you want to engage in that sort of interaction with someone else, you can go right along ahead. Um, uh, how's it going, Haley? Good to see you. I just thought I'd say hi to Haley. She's in the text chat. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. This isn't not me starting a hangout or nothing like that. It's just me laying down my expectations on G Plus because I've just noticed just this endless drama fest on here, and it's really ridiculous. And nobody's gonna bait me into it. We need to start being adults and acting like it. Because I believe a lot of people think this is a show, and certain individuals I noticed attend who on opposite theological sides of discussions like to look for the tiniest screw ups, even the tiniest screw ups, and try to run with them to try to destroy people's reputations. If somebody screws up in how they're conducting themselves in the conversation or whatever, then that's one thing. But it's quite another thing to run on it constantly to try to destroy their reputation. I mean, if that person refuses to be honest about when they screw up, then that's on them. But it seems to me it's a lot. People have been trying to spend a lot more time waiting for people to um, like make human mistakes and then try to ruthlessly attack those human mistakes to try to destroy someone's reputation to such a degree that they avoid debate. It has absolutely nothing to do with the issues. If you think someone has an invalid argument to make, address them on that invalid argument. If you think someone is not conducting themselves fairly as a person, then address them on that level. Address levels on levels. Don't um, attack somebody on another level to avoid addressing them on a different level. And what I mean by that is if you want to try to attack somebody personally, don't attack them or address them personally to avoid addressing them on the theological issues, the debate issues, or issues like design and evolution. That's address them on the appropriate levels. That's all I'm saying. Address people where it needs to be addressed. Don't address people in such a way that you're trying to um, attempt to destroy someone's reputation because you don't want to actually deal with their arguments. I'm a human being and I make mistakes and I mess up. And I have messed up. There was an off air discussion that took place in a true empiricism's room. The topic, I mean, we was off air and I knew that I knew it was being recorded. It, it wasn't about the fact that it was being recorded, but in that hangout, I was tired and I didn't moderate it, um, at a level that is typically expected of me. I have a reputation of generally moderating debates fairly, and in that particular post post true hangout off air, I was just very, very tired, and I didn't moderate it as good as I should have. Um, a man that I respect a whole lot, Darwin's deity, even though I have a lot of respect for this man, I really do. He did in the conversation, and I acknowledge that I did not, in fact, stop it as much as I should have. I didn't control him. I did say things to him on multiple occasions, and I have in the past as well. But I didn't say it as much as I should have. I didn't stop him from interrupting as much as I should have. Well, with that said, um, I was really really tired. It was just hard. It just made it, when you not thinking clearly, when you need rest, you tend to not always have sound judgment upon things, and I readily admit that. But at the same time, there were times to where at other people had also interrupted everyone else, and um, I didn't say anything either. It's not like I was just trying to just lean towards, allowing Darwin's deity to speak and nobody else. Um, because not because he was trying to keep anyone else from speaking, but because multiple people were asking them things and asking them questions. So to be fair to him, he wasn't just taking over a room. He was being asked a lot of things from multiple different people. So of course, when one person is being asked stuff from multiple different people, they're going to be speaking the most. But with that said, he did interrupt more than he should have, and I think more than one person had pointed out the fact that he needs to back off a little bit on when he interrupts someone because he doesn't like to be interrupted himself. And I definitely could have. I did. And it is what it is. It's over and done with. So um, the next time, I'll do a little better. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. Um, if someone wants to argue for the sake of arguing with me at this point and not really try to address me from what I've just said here, and they just insist on being like, well, although he was honest about saying that he could have done a better job, they're just going to intend on arguing with me just to argue. No, at that point, it's not even me not having done a better job as I could have, but about a personal problem with that individual. And I'm not gonna put this person's name out there. I don't even know who the person is, but this person tagged me uh, in the recorded video of True Empiricism's off-air hangout, and he was making these criticisms to how I was moderating a debate, and I don't think he was entirely fair in his criticisms, but at the same time, not everything he said was wrong either. What's up, brother Carlos? He's in the chat right now. I'm just saying hi to him, but I'm not gonna mention him. But um, anyway, I'm not gonna mention this person, but I don't think they were being completely fair in my assessment of how I moderate the hangout. But at the same time, I don't deny other things that they said that the Owens did interrupt a little too much, and and there were times to where I just didn't say anything. and I could have done better on that regard. And as long as I'm moderating my room or someone else, do my best to check myself and allow that to happen again. But uh, with that being said, if you want to um, deal with me about something you thought I was wrong on, or you thought, I didn't conduct myself in a certain way, I have no problem talking to you directly as an adult. We can be adults and discuss these issues. There's no need for this drama filled nonsense. And I think a lot of people want to try to attack people personally and trying to constantly look for people to screw up to try to destroy their reputation rather than dealing with their arguments. And I feel like has attempted to do this very thing. So in order to clear the air, I'm being upfront, and real about what my position is. I'm being up real and upfront about the fact that, I messed up. I didn't moderate it as good as I could have, but I don't think I was entirely on the level of unfairness or this huge anti evolutionist slash atheist sort of moderation kick that this person was trying to put me on. It was nowhere near to that sort of and um and I will not just sit here and just allow them to just talk stupid without me defending myself. This person knows who they are and know that they can dialogue with me on this on any level at any time. They know exactly where to find me and how to uh, proceed from here. I ain't afraid of no person. Okay, well, let's just put that out there. I ain't afraid of me admitting dishonesty from myself. I'm not afraid of me admitting when I was wrong about something. That's not a big deal. It's okay to be wrong from time to time. I mean, you're going to be wrong inevitably. Um that's just the nature of being a human. That's just what's going to follow at times from being human. That you're not gonna always have the right judgments. You're not gonna always do things the right way. It's how you carry yourself on a consistent basis, which determines, where you really stand on things and how what your character truly is. And I think I do have a consistent reputation for being a fair person or trying to be honest as much as possible, and I intend to maintain that. Even in the fact of me not going stuff about it, 100% perfect all the time. If you are listening to this, whoever you are, I'm talking about, you know who you are. And if you're listening to this, you can engage with me in a hangout on it at any time if you want to talk about it further. But if you want to tag me and get me in these lengthy text exchanges and try to desperately look for one thing to try to stain my reputation, on a whole, then I won't continue to deal with you about it. That's just the way it's gonna be. With that said, I'll go ahead and end this hangout. Thanks for watching, everyone. God bless.